When Napoleon's troops charged across the field at Waterloo, a small unit of British soldiers formed a square with their bayonets fixed, determined to hold their ground. They fought with every ounce of strength they had left, but soon their guns were empty and they were out of ammo. Yet they stood firm, repelling wave after wave of French attackers. They fought until the very end, until victory was theirs. This story is one of courage, determination, and brotherhood in arms. It's a story that reminds us that even when all hope seems lost, there is always something to fight for, whether it be our beliefs, our loved ones, or simply the will to survive. In the heat of battle, when bullets were flying and the ground shook beneath their feet, these men knew that they might be facing their last moments. But instead of breaking and running, they stood their ground and fought like lions, knowing that retreat was not an option. They were surrounded, outnumbered, and exhausted, yet they refused to surrender. As the battle raged on, their ammunition dwindled, and soon they were out of bullets. But they did not despair. They fought with their bayonets now, their blades flashing in the sunlight as they parried and thrust, sending the French attackers back time and again. It was a desperate gamble, a last-ditch effort to hold the line, but it worked. The French, taken aback by the ferocity of the British, began to falter. Their attacks, which had been relentless, became less frequent, less aggressive, and eventually they stopped altogether. And then, as if from nowhere, a cheer went up from the French lines. News had spread that Napoleon had been defeated. The battle was over. The British soldiers, wounded and exhausted, lowered their weapons, and the French soldiers who had been charging them fell to their knees, surrendering. The small unit of British soldiers had held their ground. They had fought with everything they had, and they had won. Their courage had not been in vain. As the sun set over Waterloo, these men knew that they had played a part in securing victory for their side. They had stood their ground when all hope seemed lost, and they had emerged victorious. Would you have stood your ground with just a blade? Let me know in the comments. Follow 4 more epic battles from history's greatest warriors.